What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I'm coming at you with another video. Now this is a different kind of video, and I've got to be really honest with you guys. I know basically nothing about Genshin Impact. I'm not a big fan of Genshin Impact. Never was a game or anything like that that I thought I would actually be interested in, but it exists. It looks like a gacha game. Not a big fan of gacha games, but Genshin's going through a bit of controversy right now, and I call a little bit of BS. But apparently, here in the West, people are saying that the game's being whitewashed. That's right, Genshin Impact English voice actors accuse game of whitewashing and racism. So, what's going on here? So I'm gonna try to get this as correct as possible. They released a new area called something like Nautilin or something like that. That's their new area. That's their new thing that they're introducing to the game itself. And it's take a lot of the clothing designs, the world designs, things of that, take inspiration from Latin America, some African, and there was another area like another particular area that I can't, maybe indigenous or Hawaiian style, like clothing, like some of the architecture, some of these things, the world itself, the area, it takes inspiration from those areas. Now, I'm gonna call BS. I don't think they're whitewashing at all. I see it as actually taking inspiration, not actually be like taking these things and making characters out of it. But they're being accused of apparently racism. And I got two arguments here that ain't gonna be working out so well for these people. But when we start this, I just want to read a little bit of this. MiHoYo's Genshin Impact remains popular and keeps getting new content updates. A new petition for the game has claimed its previous and upcoming content is racist for allegedly whitewashing character designs. And you come right over here, change.org, they do have a petition going on. Stop cultural appropriation and whitewashing and MiHoYo games. Now, this is kind of funny because this isn't the first time Genshin Impact has released areas. In my research, I've discovered that they've released an area based on France, they've released an area based on Germany, they've released an area based on Japan, an area based on China, all these other areas, and I've never heard them complain about whitewashing then. It's just now they're complaining because the area itself and that like parts of the area are based off of African, Latin, and indigenous cultures, even Hawaiian cultures. And that's when they're starting to yell and scream about whitewashing, not realizing that in Japan, like, not realizing that it's taking inspiration from, it's not actually taking characters or ideas and things like that. It's just inspired by. But yeah, people are angry. You can see 82,000 signatures. Man, that's a lot of, we can take a look at some of these designs. I don't really see anybody complaining about this design in particular. I mean, you got that, but these look like interesting designs. These look really, really cool. I like what I'm seeing. I think it's a fun looking character. I don't know. It's not a game for me. I've never played it. Not that interested. But hey, it's going on. But come over here. Genshin Impact voice actors accuse game of racism and cultural appropriation over design of newly introduced Nautilin characters. And when we scroll through here, you can see some more of the designs themselves. I think they look kind of fun and goofy, but I do want to pull us down to this because this is very interesting to see before we continue on with this. Hoyo Universe Boycott, or Hoyoverse Boycott, whatever it's called. These are things to do during the boycott and things you don't do during the boycott. Review bomb. Like and retweet. What are they liking and retweet? Oh, people calling it racist and saying they're whitewashing. Huh, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Man, it's like they're just telling you what they're doing to a lot of stuff, and they accuse us of doing a lot. Organized campaigns. Huh, interesting how that happens. Share posters from us, share posters from BIPOC, spread the word, tell a friend, encourage others to speak up. respond to surveys, send complaints to customer support, sign the link to petition, contact your local politicians. Well, that's a new one. Post in official Hoyoverse accounts, comments, mute, block trolls. Man, that's an entire campaign they have going on right now. That is an organized campaign. Now, they like to accuse us of organized campaigns a lot, but this is evidence that they're actually doing an organized hate campaign towards Genshin Impact right now because they think that it's racist. I love when they just show how hypocritical they truly are. But, you know, you start scrolling down, you can see some of what people are saying. You got Jin Yoon, who I don't know if he's Chinese or what, email them. And shares their email address, by the way, which I will not be saying. But regarding the Nautilin characters, dear Genshin Impact team, first and foremost, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for your continued dedication and working hard on Genshin Impact. As a fan, I appreciate all that your team does to bring this amazing game to us. Thank you so much. I understand that the world of Kaivat is fictional, and that the nations and characters are informed by various real cultures that are mixed to create fictional settings. Wait a minute. You even admit that it's fictional. That they're merging a bunch of stuff together to make a fictional setting. It's almost like they're taking inspiration from and not directly creating something based in that world. They're just drawing inspiration from stuff. Do that a lot. That's not racism, but okay. With so much research and attention put into the characterization of each nation and their design, Nautilin included, it's disheartening to see those efforts be drawn out by the green-lit character designs that doesn't respectfully portray the people and deities of those cultures. But they're not. They're inspired by, they're not directly from said cultures. They're not directly a part of said culture. They're just inspired by. Inspired by is different than being an actual representation. I know it's hard to realize that. And it is funny the more we go through this, because I do got a nice little rebuttal for a lot of these people. And by the way, this whole petition thing, it ain't gonna work. Please consider redesigning the Nautilin characters with respect to the original cultures, specifically the skin colors of the characters and the names of the deities. Man, they're really angry here, but we scroll down. I really hope that a video game company listens to its fan base when valid criticism is made multiple years in a row about the execution of its research and inclusion of elements/aspects of other cultures. You know, these people like to shame us and attack us for, you know, wanting respect and stuff. This time, this is inspired by, not directly taking from, and they're going out there ranting and raving. It's almost like they're all hypocrites, and they only want a very specific thing. But again, remember everything they're saying here. Remember, respect culture, respect all this stuff. Remember what they're saying, okay? Oh, we scroll down here. Screenshot of her own tweet. Oh yeah, because she couldn't actually say her own tweet. If a game draws so heavily from a real-world cultures and bases a character on the supreme deity of Yoruba religion, and that character ends up looking like pale Sasuke Batman, people are absolutely within their rights to demand better representation, especially when said game has a clearly stated commitment to a global audience. I hope y'all make your voices heard, and I hope they listen. Sorry to spoiler alert, they're not gonna listen. You get this one. If even your base audience, the Chinese fans, are asking for better representation / character with different shades of melanin, who are you making these characters for? Well, they're making it for the actual fans, the actual people interested, the actual people that play the game and don't care about this stuff. To be brutally honest with you, they're just They're playing the game. The people that actually pay them, the people that actually care. I get it. You were paid by them because these are the voice actors. You guys were paid by them. But this is the funniest part. They're complaining that an area that draws inspiration from is whitewashing. Now, to them, to most Asian cultures, they're not white. They're looking like them, but they don't really understand that. They don't really get that. They like to usually complain about this stuff, even in like anime and stuff. Like, you're drawing inspiration from this stuff. Why doesn't it look like this? No, they look like themselves. Japanese or Asian characters take a look at these characters and they see themselves in it. They don't see you guys. They're just looking at like an Asian person within that world. But you guys don't realize that. You just look skin deep. You don't actually participate in the culture that much. You might be a voice actor, but then again, most of these people are dumber than a bag of rocks. Oh, but I want to keep going on because we got this one. I could stay quiet about this and protect myself, but us folks of color don't always need to stay quiet and let others F us over and disrespect us so that we can continue to advance at half the pace of our white peers. If you're going to use real world deities, respect them. If you're basing off of real cultures, respect them. Drawing inspiration from, not based off of. Completely different. I'm fine with things being inspired by various cultures. That's awesome. Representation is dope. But bare minimum, do some research and show some cultural appreciation. But it's inspired by. It's not a direct copy. And they don't actually have to care. And then we get to this, okay? Oleron is a supreme Yoruba deity. You could find that with a quick Google search. This is unforgivable. Look at what a sick job Smite did with their interpretation. It's not hard. And Oleron, black deity. Cool. This is actually pretty cool. You know, here's a deity from a particular culture. That's awesome. Here's Genshin Impact's Oleron. You know, here's their Oron. Oloron. It's an inspired character. He's inspired by said character. He's not a direct copy of said character. That's the difference. That's the thing that they don't get. Drawing an inspiration from these various areas, these various things, doesn't mean that they are a direct copy. Doesn't mean that they are a part of that thing. It just means they're inspired by these things. They're drawing inspiration from, they're creating something new, but with inspiration from other things. Interesting how this all works out. Always interesting how this works out. And you get this one. It shouldn't be a radical desire to want to see yourself reflected in the media you consume. Yep. That's what it's all based on, though. They're narcissists. Every last one of them is a narcissist. They're complaining because they're not in it. They can't see themselves in it. And they don't understand that drawing inspiration from something is different than a direct one-for-one interpretation. And I could keep going on, but you figured it out by now, okay? You could see where they're taking this. You could see what they're thinking. They don't understand the difference from being based on and inspired by. That's one of the big things. So they're leading this massive hate campaign. But newsflash, I want to hop here first. It ain't gonna work out so well, because here's legal mindset. Something tells me the Hoyoverse boycott will be ineffective. Genshin Impact player distribution by region. Here's a player distribution data by region. In the past 5 years, being 100 has the most players. Japan, Korea, Philippines, Russia, Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore. China has less players. Hong Kong, Belarus, Myanmar, Vietnam, Ukraine, Thailand, Kazakhstan, Indonesia, Chile, Canada, Lithuania, Costa Rica, New Zealand. America doesn't even show up on here. Yeah, it ain't gonna work out, guys. It ain't gonna work out. But let me take their argument though. Let me take this entire argument, and I'm gonna use it to our advantage here, okay? Because they're mad about inspiration. They're mad about being inspired by characters not being directly like one-for-one interpretations, not being based on, just inspired by these different characters, these different areas. I see what they're saying here. I see what they're going with this, but I want to take us to this. Hades 2. Man, these people loved Hades 2 because of all the diversity and all the changes that were made to the Greek gods for their own ideology, for their own belief system. Man, they really loved this one. They adored this one. It was beautiful in their eyes. Look at all the diverse beings. Look at all the differences. And they're all, guess what? Guess what? These are all supposed to be the Greek gods, the actual Greek gods. So they're not inspired by a Greek god. They're not taking ideas and things of that nature and making it into a new being. These are supposed to be one-for-one adaptations of a Greek god. And they didn't do it right. And they praised it. They said it was amazing. They said it was wonderful. These are beings that are based off of the Greek gods. These are beings that are supposed to be the Greek gods. Yet we changed each one, made them look different, gave them interesting things to that nature, and made them more diverse and better. This is good, right? This is good. And I want to take us to a picture real quick. This is Hestia. This is the Grecian Hestia. Here is Hades 2 Hestia. And oddly enough, the more accurate Hestia is the, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon version of Hestia? Yeah, this is the more accurate interpretation of Hestia. But it's okay when they do it. It's not okay when Genshin Impact, that just takes inspiration from these cultures, inspiration from these things, inspiration from maybe a deity or something, and makes their own interpretation of it, their own new character, their own new things. It's not okay when you do that. But it's a-okay to take a goddess who's Grecian and make them black, make them gay, make them this, make them that, gender bend them, do all that stuff. That's perfectly fine with that. It's not okay in reverse. Because they're narcissists. They're broken. They don't actually have principles. They don't actually have a belief structure other than diverse good, non-white good. That's what it really boils down to. As long as non-white people are there, they don't have a problem. They have a problem, though, when Asian characters that are supposed to look like Asian characters are not depicting what they want them to depict. I don't have a care in the world for Genshin Impact, to be brutally honest with you. I'm not a Genshin Impact player. I'm probably never going to play Genshin Impact for the life of me. I know a bunch of people want me to play Genshin Impact. It's not a game I'm interested in. But I do find this controversy very interesting. I do find it very funny, and I do find it so hypocritical and so revealing of how these people truly think, truly feel, and the fact that they're openly showing us that they are leading an actual hate campaign against the game because not enough diversity. That's the most interesting part about this. It's ultimately going to fail via the Leo Mindsets database here. It's not going to do anything. Heck, Japan and South Korea are the top most player base in the whole game. They're the ones that chip out the most money. They don't care. Anybody else matters. China, a game made in China. They're not even at the top. Japan and South Korea are. America doesn't even register on their whole player base. The game's not made for us. It's made for them. They're just drawing inspiration from it. So, have fun. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it up, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.